All right, here we go. Let's get going. We want to get everybody going. We've got a lot of stuff planned for today, and I'll get into some of that in a few minutes. But, it would only be fitting before we start and before we get into a few presentations and I get into what I want to talk about, it would only be fitting if we took a second to recognize, and I know our thoughts and prayers and a lot of stuff that we've done as a community and as businesses in town for the folks that have had a lot of devastation around here lately in Pilger, Hardington, and some of the other surrounding areas. So it's our thoughts and prayers are with those folks, and some of you may be impacted. We did have a few of our teammates here that were impacted. We had one teammate that lost everything he had, and we actually met with him this morning in the hotel, had a great time with him, but as you can imagine, it's heart-wrenching, and for those of you that are here that have been impacted by it, then our thoughts and prayers are with you. And again, we took it a little bit further. As many of you, we've had a lot of folks from our company helping clean up. We've also had a lot of donations made, and we've taken a lot of food, water, Gatorade, and supplies into those areas. So again, our thoughts and prayers with all the folks that were impacted. Also, it's great to see a lot of the folks that retired here that I came here in 2008 and I've not met. And it's great to see all the folks that have come back from all around the country. It's great to have all the other folks here from local, our teammates, families, our folks from Charlotte, which we'll get to here in a little bit, our customers. We have a few customers out here today, and our suppliers. We talk about three things around here, and it was fun to hear actually Mr. Aycock say it yesterday, but there's three things that we really focus on besides our safety and all the other things. It's taking care of our teammates, it's taking care of our customers, and our suppliers. So for all of you that are here, we welcome you, and we welcome you to the 50th anniversary of Volcraft, Nebraska. How about that? When we started planning this thing, we had a huge committee or a huge team get together about how we were going to pull this off, and I remember sitting with the team, and I said, so how many do you think we'll have? Yeah, 300 or 400 probably will show up. No big deal. We'll put a few small tents up. And I remember one other person on the team said, I don't know, maybe 1,000 people. We all laughed. Well, we're not laughing today. We've got about 900 people here. So phenomenal turnout, and we really, really appreciate it. Thank you for coming out and supporting us. It's going to be a fun day. A lot of activities. I would like to recognize a few people that are here, though, that have come in. Our CEO, our President and Chief Executive Officer out of Charlotte, John Ferriola. And you'll be hearing from him later. He was going over some things he wanted to say this morning. It was about an hour and 15 minutes. So Jim Darcy, our Executive Vice President out of Charlotte over the bar group. I would like to say one thing. Jim Darcy's son, sometime in the middle of the night or early this morning, left for Afghanistan in the United States Army. Right, Jim? We have Ray Napolitan, our Executive Vice President of Fabricated Products. We have the third general manager. Oh, he's right there. The third general manager of Volcraft, Dirk Peterson. We have the second and longest tenured general manager of Volcraft, Mr. Don Holloway. And we also have the first general manager of Volcraft, Nebraska, that moved here in 1963 with about $50 in the kitty to build a plant, Mr. Dave Aycock. And again, we could introduce a lot of people. Our teammates, our retirees. I'm just so glad you came out today. We also have a few others. Lieutenant Governor Heidemann. Senator Jim Scheer. We have Mayor Sue Fuchman. We have candidate for governor, Mr. Pete Ricketts. And I certainly hope I haven't left anyone out. Did I leave you out? Raise your hand. No, I ain't calling y'all. All right, so I just have a few things I want to say. Here's what we're going to do. And usually I'm not a notes guy. I usually wing it, but there's some things I really wanted to make sure I talked about. First of all, we're going to have a few folks coming up and talking, and I'll be introducing each person as they come up. We're going to start lunch immediately after that, so somewhere around noon. And we have it set up a little unique this time, and you'll notice we have all kinds of food spread out around here, so you're not waiting in one line. We have barbecue and little smoky station. We have, for those of you that are health conscious, we have fruits and veggies. We also have the walking or running taco bar, whichever one you want to call it. We also have kebab station right over here. So all kinds of kebabs. We have ice cream, we have water, you name it, we have it. If you leave here hungry, shame on you. Secondly, soon as we're done talking, and I'm sure you're saying, please hurry up because I'm hungry. Soon as we're done talking, we'll also start tours. And we're going to start those. I'm looking for Mike King. We're going to start them right back here at this corner. Actually, there's a motorhome back there. It says Ben Sass. It's right back behind it over on the corner. And we'll start the tours there. So, other than that, feel free to mingle, socialize. And if you stay here after 3 o'clock, you will be going to the shop to work because we have a lot to do. So I told you I'm really not a notes guy. I usually wing it, but I did want to put a few notes together, so this shouldn't be long. Uh-oh. Actually, that's not my notes, so Logan, I don't want that to blow away. Again, thank you for coming out for our 50th celebration. Again, we have a few special speakers lined up. We're going to introduce those. We have all kinds of things for today. Go back with me, if you will, to 1964. Some of you were here, some of you were not here. 1964, a little company called Nucor Corporation of America wanted to grow, wanted to expand. And in 1963, the decision was made to come to Norfolk, Nebraska. Now, Norfolk, Nebraska was picked as the site for the first greenfield plant that what was nuclear and would become Nucor would ever build. The first greenfield site ever built by Nucor is right here in Norfolk. And Norfolk, Nebraska was chosen over 14 other Midwest communities. It's pretty good, ain't it? I think we're pretty happy about that. And for those of you that were here in 1964, as I'm thinking about what was going on here, I said, let's put some facts together. A gallon of gas in 1964, when Mr. Aycock would fill his station wagon up at Jerry Sinclair, don't even know if that was there, Mr. Aycock, but he would pay 30 cents a gallon for gasoline. Now that's a little bit more today. The VCR made its debut. Anybody still have a VCR? I wouldn't raise my hand if I were you. Put it down. The VCR made its debut, and you could have one in your house for the low, low price of $1,000. You can buy a DVD player now at Walmart for $30. Price of a new home in Norfolk, Nebraska. Mayor? $13,000. If I was here in 19, you should have bought about 100 homes. The population of Norfolk, Nebraska in 1964 was a whopping 13,000 people. So how we've grown as a city, how we've grown as a state, and how we've grown as a company. Federal spending. There's a topic. $118 billion at that time, compared to a mere $4 trillion today. Whew, that's really grown. One of the most important things of all is Mr. Potato Head made its debut and became the #1 toy for the next 15 years. So, Lyndon Johnson was our president, and Gomer Pyle was the #1 TV show that everybody was watching. And this is one of the most important facts that I gleaned out of looking at 1964. For those of you that know me, know that I've been with Nucor for 21 years, and I actually am from Arkansas. In 1964, the Arkansas Razorbacks won their first national championship in college football. It was also their last. And Mr. Dave Aycock moved to Norfolk, Nebraska to build what you see behind you. The plant was started up on June 26, which is actually a week from today. It was 80,000 square feet and employed 100 people at the time it started. Today we have over 1 million square feet under roof. I think half of that's under this tent today, though. And we have 545 teammates here on our campus. What started out right here in Norfolk launched Nucor. It was the catalyst that launched Nucor to grow and continue to grow. The joist plant, the deck plant, our coal finish operation, our steel mill in 1973, Nucor Detailing Center in 2008. It's continued to grow. We have over 1,000 Nucor teammates in Norfolk today and a variety of operations. This all didn't happen by accident. It wasn't an accident that the successes here have happened. They happened because of the right people. Everybody in this room, all the Nucor teammates who came before us, all the Nucor teammates who are here today, and for those of us that'll be retiring, well, for me, 25 years, I hope. Unless you got other plans, John. I'm good. Great customers, great suppliers, a partnership with the city, the county, and a great state. So thank you, Nucor. Thank you, Madison County, Stanton County, Norfolk, Nebraska, and thank you, Nebraska, for all that you do and for all that we do right here in Norfolk. And I would be I would be hammered if I didn't say three words. Go Big Red. That was just for you. Okay, so now here's where I had the decision to make. So I would like to introduce our Executive Vice President of Fabricated Products, Mr. Ray Napolitan.
Well, I don't know what the decision was all about, but good morning, everyone. Good morning. And thank you very much, Doyle. You know, today, I know there are many mixed emotions here this morning. First and foremost, our hearts, thoughts, and prayers go out to everyone in the area impacted and have had their lives changed by the devastating storms of the past few weeks. And today, at the same time, we're here to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Vulcraft, Nebraska, a long-standing pillar in our community and in the area and in our state. Back to 1964, Vulcraft was the only Nucor business in the state of Nebraska. It stayed that way for only 8 short years when we announced the location of our second steel mill, I believe in late 1973, in Nebraska, right here in Norfolk, and then 6 years later, our cold finish division. And you know, today's celebration does mark an amazing achievement of 50 years of successful operation at Vulcraft, Nebraska. And in just reflecting on today and preparing a few notes, 2 words really come to mind for me. And those 2 words are vision and courage. And it's very easy to look back today on some of the decisions that folks under this tent here today made, and other folks that aren't with us anymore, such as Ken Iverson, Sam Siegel, Mr. Dave Aycock, Mr. Don Holloway. And they're kind of part of our fabric today. We look back and they're so natural. And the fact is, and I wasn't there at the time, Mr. Aycock, but I'm sure they weren't natural decisions. They weren't slam dunk decisions. It took the ability to visualize not where we could go, not where we were back in 1964. It took the courage to make those leaps of faith. Yes, we did studies, we had gut feels, but we weren't content back in 1964 with the status quo. We had to recognize that in order to move forward, to even thrive or even survive, it took 100% confidence that whatever we put in front of our teammates, they would get it done safely and with world-class excellence. So vision and courage have to be combined. And again, what looks like a natural decision, is that correct, sir? Took a lot of courage, took a lot of vision, didn't it? Absolutely. And I'd like to thank all of those at this point that were part of the vision and the courage to make Nucor and our presence in Nebraska what it is today. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, the reverse is also very true. Without the courage and conviction of all the men and women who actually made things happen, made Nucor what we are today, none of this would have been possible. Our teammates believed in the vision. They used their skills, talents, innovativeness, and hard work, again, to turn the vision of what we could be into the reality of where we are today. 22,000 teammates strong today. So I'd also like to thank everyone here today, as well as every past Nucor teammate for the huge impact that you've had on many, many generations in the city of Norfolk, in the area, throughout the United States. Tens of thousands of people. And of course, we wouldn't be here today without the long-term support, as Doyle indicated earlier, of our suppliers and our customers. Without our supplier partners, we would not be able to take care of our customers. And we wouldn't have a company if not for our customers who honor us with their business every day. We fully understand that it is our job to earn your business on every project, and we thank you very much for that privilege. So thank you very much, customers and suppliers. And so it is today, just as it was 50 years ago. Our biggest advantage is still the people of Nucor, and as Doyle said, the right people. And boy, do we have the right people here in Norfolk. I'm confident that with all of us working together, our supplier partners, our customers, and the right teammates, and with the support of the best company in the world, and of course I'm not biased at all, just so you know, our best years truly are ahead of us. So again, thank you for all that you've done. Thank you for the privilege of being here today and being part of the celebration, and we look forward to a very bright and exciting future. Take care.
Thank you, Ray. And one thing I did fail to mention when we started earlier, this is also being live streamed on US 92, thanks to US 92 and Calm Water Financial for putting this on. So we actually have a lot of teammates across the country at different divisions watching this today. So for all of those teammates out there at Nucor that are watching, say hello. Hello. Beautiful. All right. Also, I want to introduce next our Executive Vice President of the Bar Group, Mr. Jim Darcy.
Thank you, Doyle. Appreciate that fine introduction. Great day to be in Nebraska today. To echo what Doyle and Ray said, our hearts do go out to the surrounding communities in Pilger with the devastating tornadoes, but it is comforting to know that in this community and within the Nucor family, we have teammates there today helping those communities clean up and recover, and I just want to say thank you. You think about teamwork, and we talk a lot about teamwork in Nucor, and it's one of our core values and key to our success. Being involved in the community is also one of our core values and key to our success. So I'd like to thank everybody who's participated in that. And our thoughts and prayers go out to the families who were impacted. Certainly an honor and a privilege for me to be here today. I've worked for Nucor for 35 years. And it's been a wonderful 35-year span for me. And you look at the team here in Norfolk, and you think about 1964, and I was 9 years old when Mr. Aycock came here and selected this site and built this plant. And little did I know, in the mid-1970s, I would be looking for a job, and I would be fortunate enough to stumble into the Volcraft in Grapeland, Texas, and ask for a job. And started there as an entry-level design engineer, and began to realize that Nucor was a special company. And you got to do a lot of things, and you got to make decisions, and you weren't told no very often. You want to talk about empowerment and decision-making and autonomy, that's something Nucor breathed. As time passed, I realized that, how'd this company get started, what made it grow, and who gave me the opportunity that I have and that many of you've had. And it was the early leaders who had the vision to grow the company and to nurture our culture. And back in those days, and somebody said this earlier, we didn't have a lot of money. In building the Volcraft in Norfolk, Nebraska, we really bet the company. And a few years after the success at the Volcraft in Norfolk, we bet the company again, and we built a Volcraft plant in Grapeland, Texas. Started it in 1967, started operations in 1968. So I just wanted to share today my gratitude and appreciation for the leaders of the company who made the decisions to do the first greenfield that Nucor had ever done in building the Volcraft in Norfolk, Nebraska. And for all our teammates, and I met a number of our folks who've retired, for all our teammates that came before me, I want to thank you for what you came to work and did every day to take care of our customers. And it wasn't easy. It was hard work. We didn't have a lot of the conveniences, and it was tough. And you laid the foundation for what myself and many others that came after 1964, you laid the foundation that gave us an opportunity to work for a great company. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart to each and every one of you. And I can assure you that my generation and the next generation are going to continue to work hard. And from my perspective, everything I have, I owe to the opportunity that I had at Nucor. Everything I have. And I appreciate it very much. And that is one thing that drives me every day, to make sure that we, as the current Volcraft and Nucor, that we continue to build on the foundation and the core values and the culture so that the next generation has the same opportunity that we had. And that is our challenge today. So again, it's an honor and a privilege to be here. Thank you to all those that came before us, and welcome to all those that are going to come after us. We appreciate you. Let's have a great day. The weather turned out great. And, God bless Volcraft, God bless Norfolk, and God bless America. So thank you.
We've had this event planned for about 4 or 5 months now, and I always guarantee Nancy and some of them that when we do an event like this, or picnics or whatever, the weather will be perfect. Nancy, what is my batting average now? It's perfect. Right now, for the 6 years I've been here, it is perfect. So therefore, at 3 o'clock this morning when I woke up, and my wife said, "What is wrong with you?" I said, "I got to go to work." Like I could stop the rain. 5 o'clock, I'm standing in that doorway going, "Oh my gosh, what are we going to do?" watching the radar. But like Jim said, what a day it turned out to be. I knew it was going to be a great day. Well, one, it's always a great day. I knew it was going to be a great day when one of our supervisors this morning caught the picture, and we came outside and looked, and at 5:15, 5:20, whatever time that was, there was a rainbow right over the top of this tent. And I've got the picture to prove it. I went back in my office and did a few things. So it worked out well. Lastly, I'd like to introduce our President and Chief Executive Officer, John, no stranger to Norfolk, by the way, John Ferriola.
Good morning. Now, I heard there was 900 people here today, and I got to tell you, that did not sound like 900 people saying good morning with the passion and energy that represents Nucor and Nucor families. So we're going to try it again. Good morning. Good morning. A little bit better, but I got to tell you, I know, okay, as you think about how hungry you are, and you think about all that great food that's out there, and the ice cream, by the way, which caught my attention, okay, we can do better, right? And I should remind you that I don't need to be back in Charlotte until tomorrow afternoon, okay? So we can do this all day. So we're going to try it again. Good morning. Good morning. There we go. That's the kind of good morning I like to hear. And I'd like to start by saying it is great to be back home in Norfolk. You know, during my career in Nucor, I've moved around quite a bit, as many of us have, but I still always love coming back to Norfolk. It's a great place to live. I really enjoyed it here. Everywhere I've been, there's something you can love about the neighborhood, the area you live in, but here it was the people who made the difference. It was really outstanding, so it's always great to be back. I do want to share with you a little bit about Doyle's comment this morning about the decision that he had to make. Okay, he didn't elaborate on that, so you might be wondering what that decision was. I'm going to share it with you. Last night we were talking, we said, hey, Doyle, what's the schedule for tomorrow? And he says, well, you know, we're going to have Ray speak, and then we're going to have Jim speak, and he's going to speak, and you go last. There are many great things about being CEO of a wonderful company like Nucor. Always speaking last is not one of them, okay? Everybody says everything you want to say. You spend a day writing what you want to talk about, and then you sit at the table and say, okay, he said that, he said that, he said that. Where's Stan Walker? I know I saw him here. Where's Stan? Stan, I remember very particularly being at your retirement party, okay? I'm invited to go. I'm all excited about this. I worked with Stan, all right? I had so many great things to say about Stan Walker. I had a whole page of things I was going to say. I was number 22 on the list of speakers. 22! What was left? I got up, I said good night, and that was about the end of it, okay? I do want to take a few minutes and talk about something that is near and dear to my heart and that I always take the opportunity to speak about whenever I get a chance to speak to our Nucor teammates. And today's a very special opportunity to talk about it because not only do I get to say this to our Nucor teammates, but I get to say it to their families. And that is this, that there is absolutely nothing more important than your safety every day. Here at work, coming to work, going home, when you're at home. There is nothing more important than your safety to me personally. There is nothing more important than your safety to your Nucor family of 22,000 plus. And I guarantee you that there is nothing more important than your safety to your families at home waiting for you. Don't let them down. And since this is a rare opportunity that there's many members of the families here, I'm going to ask a favor of you. Help me with this. I say that to our teammates every chance I get. You get the chance to say that to our teammates every single day. As they leave for work, okay, tell them, please, work safe today. Come home safe. When they get home, challenge them. Ask them if they did everything during work today, did they do it the absolute safest way? Give them heck if they didn't, okay? Safety is absolutely number one in this company, absolutely. There's nothing, you heard everyone say it, you know, we've got the best teammates in the world, the right people. And there's nothing more important to this company than having the right people. Okay, you are the right people. We need you. We need you healthy, and we need you safe. So please, please stay safe. Focus on it. I want to talk just a minute about the future. You know, several people have mentioned the past, and it's always important to look back upon the past. But I want you to think about something. You heard that this was the second Nucor operation, right? Number 2. How many Nucor operations do we have today? We have over 260 operations as part of the Nucor family today. 260. We were trying to estimate, Dave and I earlier, how many teammates worked for Nucor as we know it today back in 1964, and we thought the number might have been a couple of hundred, something like that. Today we have 22,300 people. That's a lot of growth. You heard that. Doyle started talking about growth. That's your opening comments. And I sit back and I think, wow, that is a lot of growth that has taken place over the last 50 years. So you would think with so much growth occurring over that time period, maybe things are slowing down a little bit with Nucor and the growth of Nucor. Well, I'm here to tell you that that is absolutely not the case. And we put our money where our mouth is. Since the beginning of the Great Recession, 2008, Nucor, well, let me ask the question. How much do you think Nucor has invested in growing the business since the last downturn started in 2008 till today? Anybody have any idea how much we've invested? Guesses are free. Come on, give me a number. I see a hand. 2, what? $2 billion from the big spender in the black shirt over there. Okay, during the worst recession since the Great Depression. $2 billion? Wrong answer. Much higher. Okay, I'll help you out because I know people are hungry. $8 billion. $8 billion. Now I'm going to ask you this. What did we invest that $8 billion in? What did we invest in? When I put that question out to teammates, I get answers like, well, that new DRI thing in Louisiana, okay? Or I get the expansion of SBQ in Norfolk, right? Or the new 72-inch wide product at Berkeley, or the new piling sections at NYS, and the list goes on and on and on. All wrong answers. You know what we invested $8 billion in? You. We invested $8 billion in you. We invested $8 billion in your futures, and we invested $8 billion in the futures of our families, of teammates at Nucor, and the future of our suppliers. Because, hey, when we make more money, you make more money. And we've invested in the families of our customers, because we can give you better products and a broader range of products and help you make more money helping your families. And I mention this not because I want to brag on the amount, okay? But I want you to all think about one thing. We invested, Nucor invested $8 billion in you during the worst recession since the Great Depression. What does that say about the level of trust that we have in you? The faith and confidence that we have in the 22,300 teammates of this company. We go to sleep every night knowing that there is nothing that you can't do, that we can count on you, that we can have the confidence to go to our board of directors and say, hey, we want $8 billion during this great recession because we've got the team that's going to take that money, okay, and turn it into huge profits. And when the economy inevitably returns, non-residential construction inevitably comes back, I'm telling you what, we're going to be ready for it. It's going to be Katie bar the door, and we're going to have the team that's ready. We're going to have the equipment, and more importantly, we're going to have the team. That's what we invested in. And Doyle, you mentioned earlier that you woke up at 3 o'clock, you looked outside, you said, I'm going to work, and then I got here and I realized that there's nothing I can do about the rain. Well, that's not an acceptable answer at Nucor. Okay? That is not. Okay? You cannot say it can't be done. You can say this is the resources I need to do it and the time I need to do it, but you can't say it's not done, right? Have you ever heard anyone say at Nucor, this can't be done? You know? So, Next time when you wake up and it's raining and it's got to be clear, don't worry. You'll make it happen. I'm sure you will. Well, listen, I'm going to close now. I do want to close by repeating what several people have said already today. Our hearts and prayers are with the families that have suffered from the tornadoes. And Jim, our hearts and prayers are with your son. God bless him. Okay, thank him for all of us, for what he does every day. Every chance I get to see a serviceman, I always say thank you to him. I tell him, I can sleep safe at night because you're not sleeping at night. Okay? And that's true of all Americans. So thank him for us. And most of all, I want to say thank you to all of our teammates and to their spouses and their children. Our teammates put the hours in. When we need them here, they are here no matter what happens. I remember being here a couple of years ago during the floods. We walked through that facility, and I'm walking through it waders, okay? Walking through the Volcraft operation with waders on, so much water. And I saw teammates all over the place. Didn't matter whether they were scheduled to work or not. That's the kind of people we have. And when you work like that, you need to have a family at home, okay, that supports that. So I say thank you to the spouses, because you're giving up the time that our teammates need to take to make Nucor as successful as it has been. So thank you all for what you do every day. Teammates, families, thank you. And please, always continue to do it safely. Thank you. Let's have a great day.
Well, John talks about going last. The real hard part is the last guy that stands between you and the food lines. That's the rough job. As we break up here in a few minutes for lunch, like I say, make your way around to the stations, socialize, hang out. Those of you that'll be going on the tours, you'll be walking down this sidewalk and headed right down toward the end of the sidewalk here to the north, and the folks will pick you up and get you where to go. I would like to say a few more thank yous again. Mr. Don Holloway, Dave Aycock, and your families, thank you for what you did. Thank you for all the years you put in here at Volcraft and made this division a big success. Dirk, for the partnerships we have across town at the steel mill. For all of our steel mill, who's here from the steel mill across town? Usually you can see them because they're in orange, but I don't see you. You're back there, I know you are. We have a great partnership with our steel mill right across town. We do a lot of things together, and it's just a great opportunity to work together and make Nucor even more successful. Our retirees, again, thank you for the years you put in here from 1964 until whenever you retired to set us up for success. And thanks for coming back. Thanks for staying in touch. I'm sorry I got rid of the newsletter. I've already heard that twice today. It will come back at some point. Hang on. I also wanted to acknowledge, I think it's Phil from Senator Johan's office. Phil, glad to have you. So you're going to hang around with us for a little bit while? All right. Shane Widener from the city. Courtney from the Economic Development. Yes, that's it. It's this long. Your title's this long, isn't it? You gave me 3 business cards taped together. And also some of our ex-managers are on our leadership team from Norfolk that have gone out and about. We have John Hollitz was our sales manager. We have Stan Walker, who was the next sales manager in GM. I'm going to forget a name because I didn't write them down. We have Mr. Wayne Studebaker and his family. Gene Engel, we saw Gene Engel here. Verns Wingman, I haven't seen you, but somebody said you're here. So a lot of our ex-department managers who have gone on to either retire, become general managers, or become general managers and retire. So thank you guys for coming out. I can't tell you how much we appreciate it. Our customers, our suppliers, I'm looking at you, Dusty, so thanks for coming out. We really appreciate it. We can't do it without you. Our current leadership team, I tell you what, I have the opportunity to work with the absolute best of the best in every area of expertise. This group that we work with, we have one heck of a relationship. We challenge each other. We sometimes yell at each other. We sometimes yell a lot at each other. but we're very, very competitive, very driven for success. So I can't thank you enough for what you do to make our division successful, our group successful, and our company. And lastly, none of that, all of those things we've talked about, can't be done without our families. So to the families that are here, the families of Nucor teammates, thank you, and you deserve, trust me, as my wife would say, with 21 years with Nucor, she's a saint. So thank you to the families. And lastly, before you go eat, a big thank you again to the city, the county, and the state of Nebraska. What a great thing we have going right here in the middle of the country. So for all of you state, local, and state and local leaders, thank you so much for what you do, the partnerships you have, investing in America, bringing jobs back, sensible regulations, so that we can compete globally as we do. Thank you so much, and continue to do that right here in the state, and take that with you whenever you go anywhere else. We have a huge opportunity to change this country. I think, one last thing. Boy, this would really get me in trouble. All of the things we're doing here today, I tell you what, one heck of a team, and if I leave your name out, I promise I'll make it up to you, but I don't think I did. Marlon Brockmeyer, Katrina Brune, Mike Chikas, Kathy Cipra, Mark Cook, Jeff Gallup, Dan Califf, Mike King, Matt Meyer, Reed Norris, Emily Polt. Emily put a lot of work into this and was not able to be here. Her grandmother passed away, and she was away attending that today. Corey Privet, Anthony Shear. Anthony has been our photographer through our 50-year book and through a lot of the things we're doing. Pam Spidell and Nancy Terrell. We have had one heck of a great 50 years in Norfolk, Nebraska, but we got one heck of another great 50 years to come. So, enjoy, have fun, socialize. Remember, if you're here after 3, you're going to work. Thank you. Thanks for coming.